You may not be a pressure washing company, but if you're in the home service industry, we're going to figure out if Housecall Pro is worth it today. Let's jump into it. So first and foremost, from a 30,000-foot view, if you guys are just starting a business or even on into business a little ways, this company here services 40,000 home service businesses. They're a $100 million a year company. The number one thing they do is manage customer relationships. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. I'm not going to go very far into the desktop version today because it's far more elaborate than the mobile version. We're going to spend a lot of time on the mobile version because if you're in the field, whether you're selling, cleaning, all the above, that's what you're using. Our technicians, 99, I'm going to say 100% of them only use the mobile version. They do not get on the desktop. First thing it does is it manages all your customers in your entire clientele book. So if I go over here and I scroll down, these tabs are your friends down here for the mobile version. Here's your customer book. So this is your entire clientele book. It literally holds every single customer that you have. But let's just click on one. This shows a customer that we've got. It holds her email, phone number, name, any addresses that she moves to. Her entire customer history is right here. It shows everything she's ever done with us. On the desktop version, that goes way more in detail, shows you the lifetime value. This customer, you can tag certain things in here that you want to remember on their customer profile. You can go into their customer history and you can see everything we've ever done for them. This is probably our largest client, which is why I pulled it up to kind of show you guys. I don't even know how many jobs, probably, I don't know, 40 or 50 jobs. And so on the desktop version, it'll show me the lifetime value of that customer, like at the top. But in here, it gives you a basic look at things because you're usually just operating from within the app. The next thing that Housecall Pro does on the mobile app that is 100% necessary for growing a business is your schedule. It holds all your estimates, jobs. It can hold all your estimates, all your jobs. So if I scroll through here and I click Team Calendar, I can look at what everybody is doing today, what happened yesterday, and golly, man, I mean, I can go back to whenever. I can look at a week's view, last, Thursday in July, whatever. I can see all the jobs that were done, and I can see all the jobs that are scheduled out to be done. So if you're struggling in the field to keep up and you're still writing things down on a napkin, like writing appointments down on a napkin and writing on your hand, you're going to need to find something pretty soon to house all of those things. Your brain only has so much storage space, and you're going to run out of it. If you're actually trying to grow, it's a necessary tool to have something somewhere where you can keep your schedule. I can click into all these jobs too, go in and review them, see if they've paid, see if there's any other things that need to be added, taken away, refunds, deposits, discounts, so on and so forth. And for today's video, the last thing it holds is it holds all of your money. So all the invoices that we have out, all the invoices that have been paid. So jumping in detail a little bit more to the schedule, I go in here, I can click on Cleveland Hall, and these are all the estimates. So I did like 6 estimates, and then we've got 2 other residential salesmen that are running pretty regularly that usually have 6 to 8 appointments a day. But if you're still a solo guy, this is super duper helpful for you. It's of course helpful as you're scaling, but it's really helpful for a solo guy because if you're doing estimates one day and like, let's say you've got 5 appointments that you're doing and you win 4 of them, and then you're going to come clean those, 3 days later or something, as you're writing this estimate, so I can go in here and I can say this privacy fence is going to cost $8.99, right? And I'm going to just put that in here, but I needed to remember something. I actually have this in here as a vinyl fence, but I made a note that day it's actually a wooden fence. That's just a small note for me. But if you're coming back to clean it, you understand you forget things. So there's sections in here to leave notes for yourself or the team members who are coming behind you. I can go in here to the top where it says on my way, start and finish. I don't worry about that for estimates, but we do use that for jobs. Right above that tab is an approve, estimate, copy to job, present. You'll see all that. If I just want to send this estimate for $8.99, I go in here, and this shows me a copy of the estimate, what it's going to look like presented to this property manager. Hit next. Hey, Jay, gonna write a few things in here. What up, brother? And hit send. I'm not gonna do that right now because I'm not ready to send it. But it keeps up separately with estimates and jobs and then invoices. It does a lot. It may seem overwhelming at first glance, but it is super user friendly. And believe me, I need all the help in the technology department I can get. After you've honestly played with this thing for like 10 or 12 minutes, it's very quickly downloadable to the brain of how you're operating. You guys have heard us talk a lot about the 3 C's. It's very important inside of our sales department. This is both for in-field technicians and salespeople. What we use every day, all day long, is the scheduling side because it holds your appointments, your appointment times, where you're going, and the route. And when you click into this, I can actually go in here and I can text all these customers just from this app. So you'll see right beside this person's name is a little apple emoji that looks like a message. Then there's a little message icon in the middle. That's to message from Housecall Pro. I don't use that feature in the sales department, but if you want to, you can. It gets a little overwhelming as the customers grow. And then there's a phone button right there. That phone button, you click it, and I can immediately call this guy, all from within the app, or I can text him. On top of that, once you put the address in here, very simple. Once it's stored, you just click this Maps button, and it'll take you right there. It's all operational from right within the app, and it just takes a couple of days of playing with this thing to really get it down. All right, like I said, the goal of this video is not to overwhelm. It's to give quick, concise, but descriptive information. I'm going to show you guys, if you're in the field, you get a call into the business, I'm going to show you how easy it is to add, save a customer, and create an estimate for yourself to go out there and look at it. Or if you're a virtual guy, Google Maps it and send them an estimate pretty quickly. So Scott, I'm going to create one for you, and I'll show you the options of line items inside of here. So I go down here to the bottom and I click customer. I hit this plus sign at the top, create new customer. I mean, it's super user friendly. So I'm going to call Scott the man, just so you guys don't really know his true identity. Plug in his email, theman@gmail.com. Mobile phone, 123456789. Great. I'm going to save him as a customer. And there he goes. Scott theman@gmail.com. His phone number is a crazy phone number. And then here's how we add an estimate. I forgot to show you guys, you can tag this. So if he saw a yard sign or your truck, you can write, you know, we have a lot of different ones. B&I group, let's say truck. Whoops. So that means he saw our trucks. I would tag it with truck. If he's, you know, a commercial guy or residential, I'll just tag him as residential. The reason you would tag your customer profiles is on the desktop. If you want to run from January to December and find out how many residential customers you had, reoccurring customers, or how many customers called because of trucks, you can pull that up and it'll show you how many customers called because of trucks because you have it tagged. So I'm going to say, we're going to do that. Whoops, add. Crap. There we go. He's residential. Now, I'm going to hit save. So I've got his customer information in here. He's residential. Lead source was he saw one of our trucks. He doesn't have any customer history because he's new. No notes right now. I'm going to hit this plus sign for an estimate. Now, this is where you're building your estimate. So let's say Scott the man calls in. He's like, hey, Scott the man, I want a house wash. I saw your awesome trucks and I had to call. I want a house wash estimate. Great. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to hit add line item and then just add services. So here's all of our line item categories. Gutters, windows, roof, garage, fencing. Listen, if you're a plumber, HVAC, electrician, pest control, obviously you just build your own categories inside of here for whatever's, you know, prominent for your business. For us, this helps us remember, but I just go to the top and I just search house wash. I just search house. It loads it. Boom. House wash. I'm going to hit save. And then he's got that. I'm going to add him to my schedule for today from it's 12:59. I think I can make it there by 1. And then I'm just going to hit done. And that'll save him on my schedule. So here's what's pretty cool. If you're a solo guy in the home service industry, or you have a company that has multiple team members, you can still dispatch this to yourself. My employees. We've got a few people here. I'm just going to search Brady and dispatch it to me because I'm going to be the one going. And then we don't have to worry about the estimate fields or job tags. That's not something we're using, and I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm going to hit done. Boom. And here's Scott's estimate. I forgot to get Scott the man's address, so I'm going to have to call him. But let's say he's at our office, it would show that up. I'm going to go in here, and I'm getting there at 1 o'clock today. I'm going to go look at his house. It's going to cost $4.99 to clean. I'm going to hit done. I'm going to send the estimate. Whoops. I'll wait. I'm just creature of habit. Click this. It's going to double check. All right, look, you're looking at whatever the price is here. Hit next. Scott the man at gmail.com is about to get an email. I don't know who that is, but let's see. Hey, Scott, the man. What up? And then I'm going to hit send. I'm not going to do that because that probably is a real email address, and it's not Scott's. But you just hit send, and they get a copy sent, not from your email, but from Housecall Pro's email. And then there's an approval button in there, and they can do all that, and it's super cool. It is literally the same thing for jobs. So after they approve, it does a carbon copy of that estimate to an invoice. And then you dispatch yourself, if you're a solo guy, or your team members to go out. You dispatch them to do the job. They hit that paper airplane button. Instead of sending an estimate, it sends an invoice. Then they pay, and you're done. 95% of the time, you're going to just be operating on this thing anyways until you're ready to pull reports. You need to do different things inside of here. We could nerd way out on the desktop version. If that's something that you want to see, please just let us know in the comments. I know everybody says that, and it's super annoying, but seriously, if you want us to go more in detail on that, we will. We just have to know. And I can go into much more detail on the mobile device as well, if that's something that you guys want to see. All right, guys, that is a 30,000-foot view of what Housecall Pro looks like for us. It's up to you to determine whether or not you think it's worth it. But I can tell you right now, there's no way we would have grown without some kind of CRM. And we have looked at every major CRM that you can look at. There's a few key reasons why we chose Housecall Pro. One of those is they do allow for tipping. That's really big. I know I didn't mention that before, but our guys get a lot of tips in the field. And a lot of the bigger competitors that they have, for whatever reason, did not allow tips. We were not willing to part with that because it's a big part of our guys' salary. On top of that, it's just super user-friendly. The people that you can call for customer service are excellent. They're actually excellent, and they do help. They're very helpful. Ultimately, up to you to determine. But if you want to see us go into more detail, let us know. And if you want to try Housecall Pro, click the link below and get 50% off your first 2 months. Man, in 8 weeks of using this thing, 50% off, I'm telling you, you will see the benefits and you will understand why Housecall Pro is worth it. Thanks, guys.